Hey, hey, happy day. Supersize your business on the spur of the moment. What the heck does that mean? Well, if you have ever ridden a horse or watched a horse races tend to use whips and things. But back in the day, in the early 1800s, where this expression came from, the mode of transportation was horses. And so people rode horses, and some people like to use spurs, those little round wheel sharp things that horseback riders would wear on their boots. I am a horseback rider. I was a horse. I'm not much anymore. I'm old, so I don't ride horses very much anymore. But I did when I was young, and when I was a girl, we had horses growing up, and we never had spurs. But you did, to get a horse to go faster, you would kick it lightly in the side to say giddy up or go or whatever. And people would use spurs to get them to go faster instantly, to get them to go from, say, a slow walk or anything, or to get them to run or to canter or whatever you wanted to call it. To get a horse to go fast instantly, you would nail it in the side with these sharp spurs. Well, who wouldn't go fast if you stabbed him in the side with a sharp spur or a sharp stick, right? If you poke somebody with a stick, you're going to get them to move, right? I was watching a show with my granddaughter yesterday about a snake and poking it with a stick, and not a good idea. The guy got bit by a rattlesnake. So there's a lesson learned there. Don't poke things with sharp sticks. However, I am going to take the position that I do think you should act on the spur of the moment. So I think and it means acting suddenly or impulsively or quickly. It's come to mean acting quickly. And one of my biggest frustrations in corporate America, I spent over a quarter century in corporate America, primarily in the quality field, quality and sanitation and food safety and interacting with government regulators for the most part, or certifying agencies for the most part, and doing audits and things, and working with all the different departments in the organization. And one of my biggest frustrations of working in an environment like that and working in corporate America was how long it took to get anything done. We would have a great idea. We'd have a staff meeting. We'd have this incredible idea, and that idea would eventually probably die. 90% of the time, the idea would die before it was ever implemented, because it took so long to make a decision, to figure out what to do. And we see this today. This problem hasn't gone away. The bigger our organizations get, the harder it is to make a decision and choice, and the harder it is and the longer it takes to take action. That's why entrepreneurs and small businesses are coming in and swooping massive shares of the market in any industry, because they have the ability to act quickly, to make changes, to do things and try things that other organizations just never get around to trying, or never even to get around to thinking about trying, because they get set in their ways. So I'm going to encourage you in your organization to always have a spur of the moment decision-making philosophy, and make sure that you make decisions fast. I believe, and I've seen in my corporate career and my business career, businesses that act fast, they might fail, they might have little failures, but in the end, they win bigger and faster than anyone else, because they try more things. The key to success isn't doing the right thing every time. The key to success is acting fast, failing fast, because you're going to fail. No matter what you do in life, if somebody tells you you're not going to fail, don't listen to them anymore, because they're absolutely full of it. You're going to fail. We all fail every day. I fail at stuff every day, but I don't let it stop me. I say, okay, I tried that. It didn't work. What did I learn from it? Now what do I do next? And I'm always asking myself, what do I do next? What is the next thing that I'm going to do? Because I know I'm going to fail, and then boom, it's going to explode, and I'm going to have a success. The same is true for all of us in our businesses. But if we never take that action, if we never do anything, if we never try, we're never going to achieve anything. I find it interesting, the whole law of attraction, and this isn't to get woo-woo, but people have such a misunderstanding about the law of attraction. The law of attraction encourages us to use inspired action and to act on inspirational things that come to us, because we're attracting those thoughts and ideas and acting on them to get success. It doesn't encourage us to just sit around hoping and wishing and dreaming and visualizing that things will just come to us magically. It encourages us to visualize and think and dream and hope and imagine the future that we desire. But also, as we're imagining it, we'll get ideas. We'll think of who to call, what book to read, who to talk to, what idea to implement, what service to add to our organization, what problem our customer has that we can solve for them right now. But we'll be inspired to act on something. And the trick is we have to act on it. We actually have to do something. And I think that we see around us, if you look around us, there is so much lack of action. There is so much focusing on the wrong things, focusing on blame, worry, doubt, fear, scarcity. Instead of saying, what can I do? People get sucked into the, oh, this is awful, ain't it awful, complaining. And instead of doing anything to solve a problem, they're focused on the problem. If you focus on the problem, guess what? You keep getting more of the problem. If you focus on possible solutions and then start trying some of those solutions, voila, problem solved. So I encourage you and your entire organization to be more on the spur of the moment. Reward people for having ideas and actually implementing them or taking action toward them. If we know what we want and we just take a small action every single day toward that, some of those actions are going to work, some of them aren't. But I guarantee you're going to reach that end destination a whole lot faster than if you just sit around and plan for months and years and wait for the perfect time for things to happen, because there is no perfect time. The perfect time to do anything is right this very instant. So get off your butt today. Take some action toward what it is that you want on the spur of the moment and see how that serves you. I used to be a procrastinator, and I'll admit, and there's certain areas of my life I still procrastinate in, but for the most part, if I get an idea, I take an action toward it immediately. I want to thank Tony Robbins for that back in the 1980s. He taught me that if you want to see change, if you want something, as soon as you decide you want that, as soon as you set a goal or an objective or you decide that you want something, take an immediate action toward that. And I adopted that. And so I get an idea, I take an action toward it immediately. I do that with challenges, personal challenges and business challenges. Today was day 26. So 27 days ago, I got the idea that I wanted to get better at a certain skill. And I said, okay, I want to get better at this. The quickest way I know to get better at something is to do it every day. So I'm going to challenge myself for the next 30 days to do this thing. And it's just I am practicing hook stories and offers, ways of communicating better as a business owner. And so today was day 26 of, I got the idea. I'm like, okay, well, I want to get better at this. So I'm going to practice it. I'm going to give myself a 30-day challenge. So every day for the last 26 days, I've done my own hook story and offer. Now I'm doing it on YouTube because I want to get better at YouTube too. So that's a way to challenge myself to get better at two skills at once. So how fast do you act on an idea that you have? As a business owner, I guarantee, and as an entrepreneur, I guarantee that you've had an idea, at least one in your life that you didn't act on. And all of a sudden you see your idea out there in the world making probably millions of dollars for somebody else because they also had the same idea. I think ideas are floating around all the time. And it's, if you pluck that idea out of the universe or whatever, and you act on it, whoever acts on it first wins, right? So don't regret that you didn't act on something. Go out, take a lot of action today. And I will, of course, be with you tomorrow. Bye. Take care.